What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a new video. Today we got a special one for you, one that I've been wanting to film for quite some time now. We're gonna finally tune the 2J. Someone who reached out to me on Instagram has offered his tuning services. Before we can do anything, I need to change my starter on this because yesterday I went to go fire it up. This was supposed to happen 2 days ago. Went to go start it and starter shit the bed. So I got a starter yesterday, climbed under there. I could get the 2 bolts off. But on the 2J, your starter's located right here on the driver's side, and I can't access the top bolt up there to get the starter out. So my buddy Tyler, who reached out to me on Instagram, who's the tuner, offered to come up with his bag of tools and extensions, see if we can pull that starter off and put the new one on here, ready to go on. We're gonna hop in the Jeep, drive around. We're not putting it on a dyno today. Everyone that I reached out to and asked about dyno services, they were like minimum like $1,000, $1,200. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna do that yet. We're just gonna street tune this thing and get it dialed in and hopefully unlock the true power that this thing has. If you guys don't know, 2Js are notorious for being a bulletproof engine and revving out high, sounding awesome, pretty much just overall being able to take a beating. Since I've owned this, I've only been able to rev it out to about 4,500 RPMs, maybe 5,000 under like 10 pounds of boost. But when that happens, because of my bad tune that I have on this, there's a huge backfire, it breaks up, and you just can't have fun like you should be able to in this Jeep. So that's what we're hopefully gonna accomplish today. Unlocking the true power of this. And then afterwards, down the road, maybe in the spring, we can throw it on the dyno and we can get some numbers. But for now, I just wanna see how this thing can actually drive under boost at high RPMs.
This laptop is cold.
Okie dokie, guys, so we got the starter put in. Didn't want to show you any of that stuff because it's probably boring, but anyway, we got the starter put in. My boy Tyler over there came in clutch. Shout out to you, Tyler. And we're heading over to his house to charge the laptop, get to tuning, so we'll pick up with you guys then.
I did, yeah. Like how it started in at the throttle and it started like, you just tapped your turbo. So it's probably about a week later since those last clips there. As you saw, I finally got the tuner in the Jeep and we did some pulls. Spent probably about 20-30 minutes driving around, just trying to dial in the fuel issue. But as you can tell in the videos, we're still kind of around where we left off. I don't know if video does it justice, but the 2J, which is sitting right behind me here, is actually quite faster. So what the tuner did, he adjusted the AFR and idle so it's no longer super rich, which is great because it doesn't smell as bad and it actually idles a lot better. We started taking it for a few pulls. After the third pull, I could tell that the Jeep is significantly quicker. Definitely woke it up a little bit. Couldn't really see it much on video, but as soon as I get up past 5,000 RPMs, it starts to lean out a little bit. When I say lean, I mean 16 to 17 air to fuel ratio, which for those of you who don't know, that's pretty bad. And if you stay on the throttle under boost, you can risk your chance of melting a hole in the piston, and overall just it's not good for the engine. So we decided to call it quits while we were ahead. My tuner, shout out to Tyler, helped me out a lot. Basically maxed out the fuel table, which for those of you who don't know, it's basically just telling the fuel pump to send as much fuel as possible. So that's what he did there, and after maxing out the fuel table, we were still running lean under high RPM under boost. But that's good because that tells us that the fuel pump is the issue. That's the core of all my problems. Tuning was, we were able to remove the boost cut, so I no longer have a boost cut, which is awesome. And a few of those clips, I think one of those clips, the last one there, we actually hit 23 PSI, which isn't, it sounds great and all, but I'm not looking to push that much boost whatsoever because I know that my 2J has OEM cams and I've never torn the engine apart to see if there's ARP studs or if the valve seals are good. So instead of taking any crazy risk, we're going to play it safe. But yeah, it was pretty cool to finally hop in the Jeep and actually, feel it in the seat. I definitely felt that the Jeep has been woken up significantly. It's hard not to keep driving it, but that's why I got this guy here next to me. So what I got here is the solution to all the problems. It turns out this Jeep over here, the 2J's swapped Jeep Cherokee, for some reason still has the factory Jeep fuel pump in it, which if you guys don't know, the Jeep Cherokee fuel pump is only rated, I think up to it's only good for 5,500 RPMs, which would explain my issue perfectly. It makes perfect sense why we're running lean once we get up to 5,000 RPMs, because the fuel pump simply can't keep up. And again, if you guys are new here, I bought this Jeep as a project. The 2J was actually already swapped in it. For those of you who follow along, you'll know that I've done so much work, just extensive work to this thing since I've owned it. And I'm always running into little things like this that just don't make sense to me. But that's part of the fun with this thing, is just tearing it apart and digging into it and seeing what we have and seeing what we can improve. So like anything with this Jeep, when I find out a weak spot, I upgrade it. That's the most simple solution to everything. So instead of messing around and seeing what I got for a fuel pump in there, dropping the tank and replacing the fuel pump with a DeWorks 400 liters per hour, I just went ahead and got this big bad boy. So what this is right here is an Aeromotive fuel cell with an A1000 Aeromotive fuel pump. Shout out to Aeromotive. They came in clutch with this one. I don't really talk about brands that much or promote them, but this is one. These guys are great over at Aeromotive. You don't need this for your factory Jeep Cherokee. Just a heads up, don't go ordering this for your Jeep Cherokee. It's way overkill if you have a 4.0. But in my case, when you have a 2JZ and you need more fuel, I'm not going to mess around. Aeromotive hooked me up with this bad boy. So if you guys are interested, I'm going to leave a link down in the description where you can order this fuel cell and fuel pump. You can order the fuel pump separate if you don't want the cell, but this thing's just really glorious looking, and I'm pretty stoked that we were able to make this happen. This will solve everything. This A1000 fuel pump is good for about 1,000 horsepower on a turbocharged engine, which I'm not looking to make anytime soon. Like I said earlier, I've never torn this engine apart. I don't know what valve springs are in it. I don't know if it's got an OEM cam. I'm pretty sure it is all OEM, so that's why I'm not looking to push too much power out of it. I'm only looking for about 600 to 700 horsepower when we're all said and done. Have you ever been in a Jeep Cherokee XJ? That's a lot of horsepower for a box on wheels. Sorry about this wind. It's about 20 degrees out right now. Lovely weather. So yeah, this bad boy is gonna solve all our problems. Of course, once this weather gets a little better. I don't have no fancy garage or anything like that. In fact, my carport blew away, which is where I was planning on working on this thing all winter. Didn't work out, but what are you gonna do? In fact, I got back here a new carport, which I'm gonna throw up over the summer and secure it right so it doesn't blow over. But next year I plan on getting an actual garage where I can work on this thing all winter long and not be affected by the weather here. So yeah, that's the update with the 2JZ. I wanted this video to be more or less a bunch of videos of this thing just ripping, going balls to the wall, but unfortunately we still have some work to do. Shout out to Aeromotive for making this happen, and we're finally getting somewhere with this now that I know that fuel is my issue. So yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. I know it's a little disappointing, but at least there's some light at the end of the tunnel and we know where to go from here. Until next time, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you guys in the next one.